Use No Nonsense November, 30-day challenge, day 3, consistent drama to supersize and grow your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Let's talk about this. I am combining 2 topics today because I realized as I was looking through my list, I didn't put consistency down. Now, consistency is an incredible superpower toward creating the business that you want and the life that you want, right? It can be a double-edged sword. Consistently good behavior and habits will lead to what you want normally. Consistent habits or negative behavior, often called addictions, will lead to what you don't want. So today I wanted to make sure that we talked about consistency as well as our topic, which is drama. And I say drop the drama. And I'm going to share a story from my corporate career, which is a long, long time ago now, so I can talk about it without any drama. I was working for a big paper manufacturer, paper plant, toilet paper plant, when I first got out of college. And it was my first job. And one of the things that was really important to us was safety. Well, we had a couple of individuals that did not take their personal safety into consideration. And one day, second shift, I was working the second shift, and a young man cut his finger off, cut off the tip of his finger, then he wrapped it in toilet paper, hid it. And the only reason I found out about it is because there was a trail of drops of blood to the men's bathroom when I came out onto the floor and was checking up on something. And I followed the trail of blood, and then I followed it to where I suspected it may have come from. And there was my friend, one of our team members, hiding his hand in his pocket because he had wrapped it up in toilet paper and he'd cut off the tip of his finger. So I could have freaked out like everybody else when they started finding out about it, or I could do what I did, and that was handle it in a calm, professional way. We shut down the line because we needed to find the fingertip. I took him to the hospital and I said, listen, you guys need to calm down, find this fingertip and get it on ice and bring it to the hospital. And so we went to the hospital, and the finger came within 20 minutes after, I think. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. But my point is, if I had been freaking out and contributed to the chaos, he wouldn't have his finger today. And he does, because we found the fingertip. It got re-sewn on. And I'm happy to say he actually cleaned up his emphasis on the safety function in a high-speed manufacturing facility, which was super important. So I tell this story to remind us that focus on what has to be done or what's important and most important will beat freaking out in an emergency and firefighting and just putting out fires and solving problems all day long. If we handle challenges without chaos or emotion, we're going to get better results. At least in my career, that's been my experience. But it also is that way in my life too. Not just in building and growing and supersizing our businesses, but in our everyday life. We should save our energy and our freaking out for real emergencies, and not in real emergencies, for after the real emergency. We need to handle any emergency or any huge challenge with calm and a cool head. Otherwise, we will make rash decisions and choices that won't serve us in the long run, or the person that might be in the emergency with us. So where does consistency come into this? Consistency to me, and I didn't even realize it, but I have become incredibly consistent. And I'm not sure when and how. I guess I've been consistently intent on personal development and being a better person since, high school and college. I'm like, well, how can I get the result that I want in this area? And I thank my father for teaching my sisters and I at a young age the importance of goal setting and writing down our goals and going for what we want and focusing on that. Because I realized that, just like everybody else, there's a lot of stuff in me that's just ridiculous and that I still buy into, that if I didn't have the habits of doing certain things consistently, I would be struggling in different areas and aspects of my life. So the point about consistency is, and why I love annual challenges and 30-day challenges and long challenges, is it trains our brain to form habits that are good for us. It's easy to form bad habits and hard to break them. It's harder to form good habits and easy to break them. I don't know why. That's just, it's not a universal law, but it seems to be natural to humanity. And so we have to work to play against that, right? And set things up in our favor so that we can win and create the results that we want in our business and in our life, right? So how do we do that? By creating small habits and single daily actions. In my book, I've done videos now, 2,835, 36 counting today, because this is my second one, in a row. And I missed one day for COVID because I was on the couch, Christmas one year, and I couldn't even talk or get off the couch hardly to get to the bathroom. That's about all I could muster up the energy for. So I did not make videos that day. But otherwise, 2,836, that's a pretty good run. And I don't plan on quitting anytime soon. I mean, I want to help people in any way that I possibly can. And part of doing that is just showing up. Showing up is my next comment. I'm going to grab my magnifying glass. I like to make notes about what I want to remember to talk about, or I go on tangents and I don't talk about it. Small habits create massive results. At least that's been my experience. I have a massive library of content because I have 2,836 times 3, because I've done at least 3 videos a day for that many days. And some days in 2018, I did 5 a day for sure, plus other training videos and things. So I literally have this huge library of content that I can call upon and use whenever I would want to or need to. I would need help doing that, let's be honest. My eyes are funky and I don't have the time and energy to do it, or the desire. Momentum is greater than motivation. Motivation comes from within us, but it wanes based on how we're feeling on any given day. Heck, yours might even wane based on the weather. And so if it's raining outside, I'm not going to work on my business. Okay, well, how successful is that going to make you? Being brutally honest. Discipline fuels our growth. I mean, doing things when we don't actually feel like it sometimes all we need to do is get started. I don't know about you, but if I don't want to answer my messages or something, I can't imagine why I wouldn't. I love those. But if I didn't want to answer my messages, if I didn't want to pick up the phone, and that one I don't like doing very often, what is it going to take to get me to do that? And so we find ways to trick our brains and trick ourselves. And we do this to lead by example so that people in our organization will create the changes that we want to see in the world and in our business and in their performance and their lives, right? If we're not doing it, guess what? The people that we want to be doing the thing that we tell them to do that we're not doing, they're not ever going to do. It creates drama. And we don't want drama. Drama, it might have a part in your personal life, but as far as I'm concerned, drama does not belong in my businesses. It's why we don't talk about religion. We don't talk about politics. We don't talk about certain topics in my businesses intentionally because they're none of anybody else's business. How I feel about politics, religion, sexual orientation, all the different political things, none of anybody else's business, because it has nothing to do with my business and how I run my business, right? Anyway, I'm getting off on one of those tangents. So let's talk about what are we going to do today to support this, because we're going to have an action item. We're going to pick one small habit that we commit to for the next 7 days. And pick a new one. If you're already doing a bunch of things, great. But don't cheat yourself into not doing this exercise because you're busy or whatever other excuses we can come up with. I'm the queen of that. Pick something new. And I'm going to pick something new too. I haven't picked it yet today. But for the next 7 days, I'm going to commit to doing that. And in 7 days from now, I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask and we're going to see how many of us actually stuck to it for 7 days. Every single one of us can do it, but will you? Will you do that for yourself? Maybe it's, I'm only going to drink 2 cups of coffee a day, or I'm going to drink more water, or I'm going to check in with each of my department heads. Whatever works for you, pick one habit that you want to incorporate into your business to make it less dramatic and you to demonstrate more consistency to your people. Because guess what? I love consistent people in my businesses. I know what to expect from them. People know what to expect from me. My family knows to expect that I'm going to be up early in the morning making videos every single morning, right? They just know I'm going to be doing that. So what can we expect from you? Share in the comments below so we can support one another. Have an awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.